Hello, it's time for another Brittany Says Too Much on the Internet for Her Own Good. No, I like to keep it real and raw, and we got some Q's, and I got the A's. T-E-A's. Hello everybody. Now that I'm on camera, I realize my look is very much so Regina George's mom in Mean Girls. Don't know how I feel about it, but we're just gonna run with it. Today I wanted to just sit down with you guys and do a Q&A. I always do these at pivotal moments in my life, so every 3 months. We have a lot to address. Some tea, some juice, some real, raw, honest of what's going on in my life right now. So let's just hop in. The biggest question I got over and over and over again from Instagram is, how am I doing? If you don't know why that is such a big question, I would suggest watching my TikTok swindler video I posted within the past month. I did say I was not going to make another video on the topic, but I am going to touch on some things that have changed since then, just a little bit of updates because it has affected my life in a lot of ways, and I did make a whole video on it, so you guys are invested and affected by it as well. So I kind of just want to close that chapter a little bit. But to answer the how am I doing, how am I really doing with everything, good and bad, it's definitely been a roller coaster. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot right now, but that can change by the hour with different things coming to light and new things having to process. It's definitely going to be a journey for me to be in like a really good normal spot. But yeah, to be honest, it's been hard. I've been doing bad and I've been doing good, but for the most part, as a mom, when you go through difficult things, you have to be on mom mode, good mode, have your kids be a priority. And so it's difficult to go through things like this in general, but as a mom, it's very difficult because you kind of have to turn off those feelings and have them not affect your child and handle them in private moments. So it's very like a on-off switch, and I have been doing therapy. I do have a psychiatrist. It's been 2 years into motherhood, and I feel like just now I am having some time to discover who I am now as me and not just a mom, because it is really easy to get into mom mode because it brings you so much happiness. But the older my daughter gets, the more I realize she is becoming more independent, and she'll one day go off to school, and I never want her to feel like she is in charge of my happiness, that I am in charge of my happiness. And so it's very important for me to make sure I am okay and that she never has to, worry about her mom's well-being, and that I am a pillar of strength and confidence for her and for me. The next question I got a lot is, how did my daughter's father respond to the end of my very bad relationship? I don't even want to call it a relationship at this point, because with the new things coming to light, it was not a real relationship by any means. I can say without a doubt he has been super supportive. I even have this text he sent me. I hope it's okay that I'm showing this, because I just think it's such a stand-up way to be there for your child's mom, even though you're not in a relationship, just still having their back. It's such a beautiful thing. We have come to this happy place of co-parenting where we want to, protect each other, support each other, and we're a team. We're a team for our daughter, and that involves making sure that both of the parents are happy and safe. And yeah, I have felt nothing but support from him. Obviously, he was just as surprised as I was. He, was invested just as much as I was. So it's been a lot of, a shock to the entire family. But everyone has been so kind and supportive about it, about the video I posted, a personal private conversation I had with everyone. No one has made me feel any less than for what occurred. And so I am so thankful, because that has been very important to my healing process. And I feel like if I did not have that support, it would have been a lot more difficult. That question kind of leads into another question I was receiving a lot, and that is if I get along with my daughter's father, significant other. And yes, 100%. Would I say it, was perfect from, the past year? No, you have to build a relationship. And I would say I was the one a lot at fault, sometimes making it difficult, but I came to a point and realization that having a good support system where everyone gets along, and the person who my daughter's father is with is so sweet and so supportive, and I feel like a really good influence with our daughter and just a team player. And I feel like if she wasn't like this, it would have been a lot more difficult, because I feel like as a team, you're only as strong as your weakest link. It's important for, both parties to do and be with who makes them happy, because happy parents are better parents. Let's dive into the update that I can give you guys on the Tinder swindler. Like I said, I wasn't going to make a full other video, but I know you guys want an update, and a lot of changes have happened since I did post that video. I will start off by saying I feel like our safety is good. I have not been contacted, and I've taken a lot of safety measures to make sure we are safe. And unfortunately, you guys wanted me to share what they were, and I want to keep those private because I feel like that is the safest. But since posting that video, I think I had maybe 4 or 5 women come forward. And since making that video, I have had probably 6 or 7 more women come forward with much scarier stories than mine. I found out that, some people he was dating right before we met to about March, someone he started dating in March, and then she found my video and broke up with him. It actually is now in the courts, not for me, but for somebody else, and so I don't want to speak on it. I was going to be a character witness, and unfortunately, the judge agreed with his lawyer that I was just being a witness for attention. Fortunately, the other women who wanted to come forward are able to be character witnesses, and I am just very happy that I was able to protect some of these women or have them known of what was truly going on and get out of a relationship with him themselves. So I'm at peace with it now. I feel safe with it now, and I'm hoping for the best for everyone who has been affected by him. And, again, I don't want any harassment or negativity to him. I feel like it will come to him with justice being served. Next question I saw coming in a lot was, what advice would you give to a mom struggling with low self-esteem? And the first thing I would say is, even though I come off very body positive and very supportive and optimistic and happy, of course, it is a huge change going from just being you to being a mom. And you do have to go through a journey, and there will be ups and downs, and to not feel alone, because it is normal. You're losing who you were and discovering a new person. And my best advice would be, I feel like your low self-esteem could be coming from, if you weren't experiencing before, is you're comparing who you are now to who you were. And you can't do that, because they're different people completely. And there's beautiful things in, being by yourself and being a mom. And just allow yourself to fall in love with the new you, because the new you is beautiful and so strong and a badass. Next, there were a lot of questions about if I'm dating, will I ever date again? What did I learn from my last dating experience? What would I change? So I'm just gonna say all that here. No, I am not looking for a relationship right now. I will take, what I've learned from my last not good relationship and not have it affect my future relationships. Like, I never want to project the trust that was broken onto an individual that had nothing to do with that. Like, I think that's, a really unhealthy thing to do, to take damage from a last relationship and have it affect your new one. So I definitely want to be cautious of that. I did actually have a talk with a girlfriend recently about this, and she made a good point on, when I dated, I don't really just casually date. It's kind of like a foreign thing to me, and I was like, oh, that's just who I am. And so, I'm usually the one that if I meet someone, I'm like, oh, I'm deleting the dating apps. And, one date in, I'm like, let's make this official so we're not seeing other people. And I think I could benefit from just living my life and meeting people, and there's no reason to lock down a relationship uber quickly, and just take things slow, take my time. I still do not think that I did anything wrong in my last relationship. Like, I think I handled it in the way that I felt was best. I just did the right thing with the wrong person. A lot of people wanted to know more about the future, or where I kind of see myself in 5 years. So right now I'm 31. In 5 years, I will be 36. And I think in my head right now, that is probably the last year I would try to get pregnant. And so I think my life could go in two different ways. Either I, don't meet the right person in the next 5 years, and I will be just as happy to have just my daughter in my life and no other kids. Of course, I love pregnancy. I love newborn, toddler, kid. Like, I just think it is the most beautiful thing in the entire world to have a kid, and I'd be so honored to do it again. But I would also just be happy with having the most amazing daughter in the world too. I think if that was the case, I would focus on traveling with Arrow. I think it would be a good age and pretty, not easy with one kid, but definitely easier than, if you had like a newborn. I would take advantage of that. I would get my hernia fixed, and who knows what else. These are things I haven't looked into changing, because I don't want to fix anything if I'm going to be pregnant again. But either way, I would love to release a children's book I have been working on. I have an illustrator, and I'm hoping that process will happen in the 5-year time span. I'm thinking like two years. I love this question. What are you looking forward to with Arrow growing older? So there are just some little visions I've had in my head ever since I was pregnant that I couldn't wait to do, and some are far off, but even little things, like I'd love to go get my nails done with her. That's something I used to do with my mom, and I just thought it was the coolest thing and so much fun. And so that's kind of a little vision in my head. I don't know what 8. I think I went when I was like 4. That might be kind of young. With her being almost 2 now, I'm starting to see the things that excite her, that she's interested in. She likes music, she likes to dance, she likes pretend play a lot, makeup, she loves cooking. So I can't wait to see how these interests develop, what she gets more into or out of. She's also just starting now to kind of have a say in what she wants to wear or not wear. I can't tell if she just finds some items uncomfortable, but I tried a bathing suit on her that I've been waiting for her to wear, and she, the second I put it on her, started ripping it off, and I was like, is this a fashion choice or is it uncomfortable? So I cannot wait to see like what she wants to wear. Like who is she? Like what are her interests? And I can't wait to help those develop. I just think it's so cool that she's like becoming her own little human, and I can't wait to see who that human is, what she wants to do, what her favorite things are, what her favorite movies are. Those are really the first things that come to my mind, but let me know, what are you guys looking forward to in the close future, the near off future with your kids? Because it's just crazy how fast they change and develop, and I'm just trying to keep up. Finally, there were a lot of questions about my daughter's birthday, and it is in 1 month, so I'm gonna start planning after filming this video, but I do have some ideas in my head. It is her 2nd birthday, and the theme I decided to go with was purely because I found these really cute frog plates on Zara, and like frog party hats and cups, and I actually got those like a month ago, and so I knew I wanted to do some kind of animal theme, and so I'm just gonna do 2 at the zoo. I still want to keep it simple because she's 2, but maybe some animal balloons. I got her a dress with some bears on it, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a animal or like a jungle bounce house. Let me know any other like easy activity ideas to do for a 2-year-old's birthday, because I think maybe I want to do maybe like face painting. That she might be too young. It's a tricky age too, because they definitely need activities, but they're not quite ready for a lot of the fun ones. I did also already get her gifts and had them built. I decided, because she loves play pretend, to focus on that, and I found the cutest things from Coco Village. I got her a play kitchen and also a little play makeup vanity barber station. So if, you know, boy, girl, these are great gifts. I also did a little climber, just kind of like an extra little add-on. She seems definitely to love the vanity and the kitchen the most. So if your child loves play pretend, I think these are great. They are recommended for age 3 and up on the site, just because they can come with some smaller items, but you can also, you know, use your discretion, maybe put those items aside until, you know, if they're putting it in their mouth. My daughter has, for the most part, not been doing that, so I've given her access to all the little like wooden makeup items and wooden cookware sets. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. And guys, those are all the questions from today's Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below. Make sure to like this video. It helped out my channel a lot, and I will see you guys next Monday. Bye!
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone.